everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So today's video is going to be a bit of a requested one. I said a couple of weeks ago that I had laminated some envelopes in my sticker planner just to try and make them last a little bit longer. And I had a bunch of people ask me how I'd done it. So I'm going to show you guys sort of the basic gist of it. So what you'll need to start this one off is you'll need a paper lover's book. Any one will do. The Vanskap one at the moment is just 40% off, so that's why I'm showing that one. And the food one because I don't tend to use it that often, so I don't mind not doing very well with the envelopes. I'm also going to show you a big envelope out of the Flow paper lover's book and how I used it to make my dashboard, which I don't think I have shown you, but I'll show you again really quickly. So this one at the front, how I sort of used a big one. So I'll show you how I did that one as well. It's basically the same technique for all of them, so don't get too worried. So we'll start off with just a regular envelope. So I'm just grabbing one out of the Foodies paper lover's book. If I can find it, there it is. So just tearing it out as per normal. So I'm just going to go ahead, punch it out and do it up as I normally would, and then I'll be back in just a sec. So the envelope is now made. It depends on how you want to do this. For this one, I want the envelope to be able to close. So what I'm doing is just grabbing, this is just from Aldi. I bought it a long time ago and you basically had 3 different size laminating sheets. These are just awesome for this particular little job. So I'm really happy that I have these. When I bought them, I had no idea what I was ever going to use them for. So you just want to put it in there, like in the sheet, and close it up. And you want to make sure that the flap is up. That's the most important part. Then what you need to do is grab your laminator. So I've got mine here. Just need to warm it up. So I'm just going to wait for it to warm up and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so now that this is all warmed up, we're going to run this through. Just got a bit sticky to it. So just sending it through the laminator in the normal way, nothing too special. So I'll just turn it off and move it off to the side. So the next thing you want to do is just cut it out. You can either do this with a paper trimmer, with your scissors, it doesn't really matter. Also, it doesn't matter how close you get. Obviously, if you can stay just to the outside of sort of where the bubble of plastic is, it's going to keep its seal a bit better. Can run it back through the trimmer, can it run back through the laminator if you like, and that sometimes will reseal if you do happen to accidentally get the edge. So once that's done, this is the tricky, well, it's not really tricky, but this is the trickier part. So what you want to do is you want to grab a craft knife and a ruler. Steel ruler is better for this because it's a little bit less likely to get sort of torn up by the knife, but any ruler will do. So all you want to do, and you want to press really, really lightly with this. So you want to find where the edge of the envelope is. I'm just going to get my head in the shot for a second. And really, really lightly just cut along where that line is. And then do the same thing up the sides. And the reason you're doing it lightly is because you only want to cut through that top layer of plastic. You don't want to cut through the paper. Fingers crossed I've done that right. So you can see I've got a little bit close because you can sort of see where that indentation is, but this should work. So then what you want to do is you want to slide your blade into that little nook you've just made, and this one's not, I think I actually didn't press hard enough. Obviously be really careful with this, you don't want to cut yourself. If you are finding that you're having a little bit of trouble, just go back in and cut again. There we go. I've got one bit. Maybe I didn't push hard enough. Okay, just keep checking the back because I'm very nervous about going straight through. I've done it before when I was doing these last week. Just makes it a lot harder. Sometimes you just get little bits that don't want to cooperate. Okay. And there we go. Now she's open. So you can see straight in there. The inside obviously isn't laminated, but all of the outside is. And when it sits flat like that, it actually still protects what's in there. And then all I've done with all the others is just folded where that line is, given it a good old push down, which is now getting stuck to all the stickiness I've got on my mat. And there you have it. That's all it is, honestly. It's so simple. The cutting bit's a little bit on the complicated side because it's just a pain to do. But then you have a completely sealed laminated envelope. You can stick that down if you want. If you really want to make sure this stays down, what I tend to do is run it back through the laminator with it down, and that just gets the plastic to a point that it kind of remembers to stay like that as opposed to staying up like this. So what I'm going to do really quickly is make a couple of other kinds of envelopes, run them through the laminator, and then I'll come back and show you all of the finished products. So with this yellow one, I'm just going to show you something really quickly first. So I'm just going to make it like a mini divider, just to sort of show you how I've been using it on the front. So it's not, this is not going to be the right size, and it's not going to be punched at all, but just to give you the main gist of it. So let's just pretend that's the divider sheet, and you want to put, you can put it either way. You can put it up like this, or you can put it to the side. For this one, let's just go up. So you want to stick it down, again, depending on if you want to have this up or down. For this one, just for this purpose, we're going to have it up. I'm just going to move it over a little bit so that we can pretend the holes are being punched on the side. So I'm just going to stick this down. Probably using way too much glue tape there, but anyway. So just putting it where I want it. Okay. And I'm going to run this through the laminator with the others when I do them in a second, and then you'll be able to see what I mean when I say you can make them into dividers. So Mr. Ryan, being so clever, has just pointed out to me that I could probably put these two on the same sheet, which is true. I probably could. So I'm just going to put that there, and then put this envelope down the bottom. So that's just, as he said, another trick to save a bit of laminating paper. So that's come out reasonably well. So I'm just going to cut this one out first. You might have seen while I was doing that, I ran the original envelope through again. And that's what I mean by it. Now the plastic knows to stay down. It's just the way of the compound. So now it sits down as opposed to trying to sit up all the time, and it just makes it a little bit easier to keep things in there because it's not always opening up so much. So that's just a little trick that I use there. So we'll just cut this one out, and we're going to do the exact same method. It's just this time on a different kind of envelope, but it's the same trick. Now that they're all cut out, we'll start with this one. So exactly the same trick as before, it's just a slightly different shaped envelope. So there we go, that one's open and ready to go. And you can fold this one down just like the other one if you want to, or you can leave it up, doesn't really matter. The other one is the exact same thing again, but this time obviously it's actually stuck to something, so it's not working as an independent envelope. So you just cut down like that one. The different shapes make it slightly different every time, but the actual method is the same. And there we go. That's what it looks like when that one's done. And then you can use like different quote cards. I'm just grabbing one out here. It's not going to match at all, but you can put quote cards to put in the front. You can obviously tidy this up a little bit so it's not completely, looks a little poxy the way I've done that one. But you can use it to keep anything in. Quote cards, if you want to put little paper clips along the top, obviously you can decorate the top. But you can use these like I did in my sticker planner to keep stickers in so they don't get lost. If you wanted to, you could use them to put actually in your planner. If you've got little things in your front pockets or anything like that, you wanted to put them in, they're obviously really good for that. These ones would actually be really cool on the back of dividers to keep maybe receipts and stuff in, but it's just to give them a little bit more robustness. I just find with some of my envelopes they break really, really easily. They tend to tear and then you sort of felt like you've wasted them, whereas this way, certainly haven't wasted anything. I kind of have when I've been experimenting, but it's just a little way to keep them a little bit longer and enjoy them in a slightly different way. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know you did. If you want me to try other things, I'm quite happy to. If you've got something you've sort of heard of that's possible but never tried, I'll happily do it. I've got plenty of stationery, I can give anything a go. If you do like these kind of videos, please subscribe. I do sort of DIYs and stuff like that reasonably regularly, or at least I try to. So if you are not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you did subscribe. If you want to send me a message or leave a comment, you definitely can. You can leave a comment down below. You can find me on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, or you can send me an email. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a good rest of the week, and I will see you on Friday. See you later. Bye.